A brand new service which we can be proud of is now available at the Maria Holder Diabetes Center. Vascular or ABI screening. Who should get a vascular screening? Persons living with diabetes or persons who experience pain or burning sensation in their legs or toes, especially while they are resting. This is normally referred to as bad circulation. Book your vascular or ABI screening test today by calling the Maria Holder Diabetes Center 243-3937 to get more information and make an appointment. Board members get 10% off.
The clock on the wall says it's 9 o'clock and it's Saturday morning in beautiful Barbados, and it's time to wish a healthy morning to Larry and all of his friends on VOB 92.9 FM. And when we wish you a healthy morning, that is because that is the objective of the next 15 minutes you hear on your radio, with the compliments of the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program and the Maria Holder Diabetes Center. These next 15 minutes are especially designed for persons who are diabetic or pre-diabetic and are for the purpose of keeping you healthy by giving you access to the best diabetes specialist doctors and nurses that you can find, keeping you feet healthy by offering you the best podiatry services, and keeping you eye healthy by offering you eye screening services to keep you seeing and your eyes free of diabetic retinopathy, and also keeping the veins and arteries in your feet and arms healthy by offering you vascular screening services. Now, you might be hearing about all these services and you might be thinking, well, there's a lot of places I can go, yeah? But you don't. It's only one location. The Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located in Warren St. Michael. One number to call, 243-3937. You can also find the Diabetes Foundation on Instagram or Facebook as well, so that you can follow them and you can get healthy diabetic tips daily. And there's also a YouTube page where you can find all of these shows that you hear every Saturday on VOB. So if there's something that you want to hear again, or if you miss a show and you want to make sure and listen to it, you can just go on the Diabetes Foundation YouTube page. Now, this is Peter. Good morning again, and we are going to start this morning off with eye screening and introduce you to a person who works with the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program, Crystal Lovell Yard.
Hi, hello.
Tell us what it is that you do for the Diabetes Foundation.
I am currently a grader for the Diabetes Foundation. We basically just take a look at any of the fundus photos and just would grade or mark if there's any diabetic changes in the patient's eye.
Crystal, what is a fundus photo?
A fundus photo is basically just a photograph of the retina. So there we'll be able to see the optic nerve, and you'll be able to see the vessels, and then you'll be able to see if there's any bleeding or changes in the back of the eye.
So what is the difference between a diabetic eye and a non-diabetic eye?
So in the diabetic eye, you may have some changes in the back of the eye, whereas when the normal eye, all the vessels and everything will be normal. No changes, no bleeding, no swelling, nothing that would affect the vision. Whereas diabetics will have those things. They will have changes, bleeding, and that will affect their vision. This is recommended that you have this eye screening yearly.
Are there any instances where you might go for the eye screening and you might have to come back before a year is out?
Yes. If you have any indication that you're having changes in the back of the eye, you may have new vessels, maybe having bleeding, then you may need to come in to have a check sooner, or you may even be referred to an ophthalmologist to have further testing.
How do you feel about what it is that you do as it relates to being a grader?
I enjoy it.
Thank you, grader Crystal Lovell Yard. You at home listening, you hear Crystal, right? The same thing we tell you every single Saturday. Get your eye screened yearly for diabetic retinopathy. Make sure and call 243-3937 and make that appointment. You can call now while listening to the next segment. You remember Error, right? Errol Griffith, the power of choice, man. One of the concepts that the Diabetes Foundation promotes is the importance of self-care. Your personal responsibility of doing things that help to keep you healthy as a diabetic. So you're going to hear two things from Errol. You are going to hear how he uses his home garden to eat healthy and to reduce his food bill. But before that, you will hear what personal actions Errol took when he was first diagnosed with diabetes. This is Errol.
Well, to be honest, Dr. Diane Braffett wanted me to take some medication, both to control my blood pressure and also my diabetes results. And I decided, so I'm Dr. Diane, these are said to be lifestyle diseases. I know and believe that lifestyle is a choice. I teach the power of choice. So if they are to be changed without medication, then I've got to change my lifestyle. And so in August, I began daily monitoring of my blood pressure. Before August and September, almost I'm not good blood pressure, so I did diabetes every single day. Sometimes as often as 5 times a day. So I would know for myself what was working and not working. And so even, not that my eating regime was bad before, but I just upped the ante and became even more disciplined and compromised even less. When I went for my A1C, Peter, I don't know if exercise is the word. My reading was 7.1%.
Wow.
And that's down from 7.6% last year around the same time. And so I know it was as a direct result of that regimen for the last 3 months.
Congratulations, Errol.
Well, thanks, man, but there's a new target now. The target now is to get to 6.5.
Okay, then.
And Dr. Diane would like me to get somewhere between 6 and 6.5. And so that's the commitment. So what it means that I've just got to continue discipline and compromise even less.
A lot of people say sometimes, Errol, that eating healthy is expensive. How would you respond to those people?
Something, I don't go in the supermarket very often, so my wife is the one that often goes and she knows the price is better than me. But my whole idea is that I don't want to eat anything that's imported. I figure the fresher, the better. And so this is why we're starting the whole home garden and eat what you grow what you eat. And so the same cabbage, the same carrot, the same cucumbers, the same beets, the lettuce, all the spices that we use, the marjoram and the thyme, everything must come from our garden. And we're catching the water from the roof, so we're not really using the water from the water authority. We've got a partner who has agreed to provide the drip irrigation, and we have the containers now that we have to set up to catch the water from the roof. We already have the guttering on the roof, and it's just a matter of redirecting them into the containers. And then as we get the irrigation installed by our irrigation, we will now be able to manage the use of that rainwater that we catch. And so without a higher water bill, the seedlings don't really cost a lot. A lot of the seeds that we are growing actually come in, like for example, drying a cucumber and taking the seeds from the dried cucumber. So we're not really investing too much in seeds. That's a major cost anyhow. And I'm doing most of the work myself, so it means that I don't have to pay labor. So the belief is that in the end, I'll be eating healthier, I'll be eating fresher, but then I'll be eating, at a cost that at least myself and my family can afford.
And the good thing about you doing all the work yourself is that you're also getting exercise out of it too.
That is the other aspect. One of the things that I've committed to doing is exercising at least 5 days a week. So we take my mum to the beach Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so that then proves that the beach then becomes my gym on those 3 days a week. And then there's some things that I do on a small trampoline on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and maybe even on the weekend. So I could be exercising at least 5 to 6 times a week.
Hello? Maria Wallet Diabetes Radio Show. This is Alfonso calling. I have a question for the dietitian lady, the food specialist, Miss Victoria Cox. I got a question for you. Sometimes when I go out drinking on a Saturday, I just try to stay away from the hard drinks. Don't get me wrong. Every once in a blue moon, I just try a hard one with the fellas, but that don't be too often. But what I like to do, I like to stick to drinking soft drinks and orange juice and things. So the soft drinks that the fellas will be chasing with, I'll just be drinking. Now me and them almost kind of blows over it. I even had to exchange some words with them, but I don't want to go into that right now, because I know if I'm Larry's show, I want to be decent. But what I want to ask Miss Victoria is, as a diabetic, if drinking soft drinks and fruit juices, is that really a bad thing? That's what I want to know. Thanks in advance.
Drinking sugar-sweetened beverages, including soft drinks, juices, beverages made from sugary syrups and such, is associated with unintentional weight gain, increased risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease, tooth decay and cavities. Really, it's something that you want to avoid as much as possible, especially if you are somebody living with prediabetes or diabetes, because sugary beverages will really spike your blood sugar up higher than you want it to go. And that's, something that we're obviously trying to avoid. As far as how much sugar should we be looking for? Realistically, my answer is going to be if we can avoid sugar entirely in our beverages, that's what we want. You can think of it as about 4 grams of sugar is about a teaspoon. So when you look at a sweet drink and it's got, 16 grams of sugar, that's at least 4 teaspoons, and it just keeps climbing from there because most sweet drinks are probably at least closer to 25 or 30 grams of sugar for an 8-ounce portion, and that adds up really quickly. It's recommended that, for example, children should have less than 25 grams of sugar in an entire day, and it's about the same for women, a little bit higher for men, but that's total amount of sugar per day, and you could knock that out in one sweet drink alone. So unfortunately, my response is really going to be sugary beverages genuinely are something we want to avoid, in particular if there's any diabetes present, and instead stick mostly to water. You can drink sparkling water or soda water, unsweetened tea beverages. Then there's also the option of artificially sweetened beverages for individuals who want to go the diet route as well. That won't spike blood sugars.
Thank you, Victoria Cox, nutritionist of the Diabetes Foundation, for that advice on cutting back on sweet drinks. You can make an appointment to see Victoria by calling 243-3937. So don't let the boy tell you how to eat properly. Get a meal plan straight from a professional. A lot of times people just come and say, it's healthy to eat this, it's healthy to eat that. And then next thing you know, when you go to the professionals, you just find out it is not good for you at all. So call Victoria 243-3937. And I want to remind you about the vascular screening program that is available at the Diabetes Center. Who should get a vascular screening? Persons who are living with diabetes. If you find that you've been experiencing pain or burning sensation in your legs or toes, especially if you're laying down and you find your toes and things be burning you, and you find that your feet swell up and things, you might have what is referred to as bad circulation. Book your vascular or ABI screening by calling 243-3937 at the Diabetes Foundation, and you can get more information and make an appointment. So you might be at home wondering,
yeah, Peter boys, you got very much long talk this morning. We ain't gonna hear the music.
So, you want music? Earlier, you heard Ella Griffith talking about exercise. So, our song of the day is guaranteed to make you get on your feet and exercise this bright Saturday morning. And if you can handle it, to also hold up your foot and jump. This is Zulu Lightning from 1995 with Hold Up Your Foot and Jump. Compliments the Maria Holder Diabetes Center.
Hold up your foot and jump, jump. Hold up your foot and jump, jump. Hold up your foot and jump. Raise the leg, raise the foot and jump, jump. Hold up your foot and jump, jump. Hold up your foot and jump, jump. Hold up your foot and jump. Raise the leg, raise the foot and jump. Carnival massive all around. Carnival massive, you be done. Raise the foot if you want to jump. Raise the foot if you jungle man. Carnival massive all around. Carnival massive, you be done. Raise the foot if you want to jump.
Book your vascular or ABI screening test today by calling the Maria Holder Diabetes Center 243-3937.
If you feeling hot, show the boys and then what you got. Raise your foot, through it in the air. Jump along like you just don't care. Hold up your foot and jump, jump. Hold up your foot and jump, jump. Hold up your foot and jump. Raise the leg, raise the foot and jump, jump. Hold up your foot and jump, jump. Hold up your foot and jump, jump. Hold up your foot and jump. Raise the leg, raise the foot and jump. America, England, Canada, come let's jump around together. Feel the power, feel the bassline. Feel the slam and feel the bass grind. America, England, Canada, come let's jump around together. Feel the power, feel the bassline. Feel the slam and feel the bass grind. Raise the foot if you feel the heat.
If you are looking for an institution that's dedicated exclusively to the management of diabetes in Barbados, that offers a range of services that caters to both diabetics and pre-diabetics, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located in Warren St. Michael, is the answer for you. Whether it's diabetic eye screening, podiatry, or vascular screening, you will receive a level of service and treatment that exceeds any you might receive regionally or internationally. So if you are listening to your radio right now and need to make an appointment or need more information on any diabetic issue you might have, make that call now at 417-0305 or 243-3937. The last 15 eye-opening minutes you heard on VOB was brought to you with the compliments of the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program and the Maria Holder Diabetes Center. Until next time, remember, your health is your wealth.
Did you know nearly 1 in 5 adults in Barbados have diabetes? Did you know diabetes is one of the leading causes of vision loss in the world? Contact the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program today at 243-3937.